Assalamu alaikum. Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Okay students, in the last class we have discussed this code of HTML in which we actually design a simple page in which was actually carrying a one heading tag, and inside the heading tag we have a paragraph tag. After that we have another size of a heading which is heading 2, and after that we use again paragraph tag, and after that we discuss about the listing, right? And in the listing we discuss unordered list and the ordered list. Okay, so today we will again continue from the same thing. Let me show you the book. Okay, so student, here we have the book, right? um, so we are discussing about this, and this page number 125, I have also given you this as a project, so I hope you all are working on this, and hurry up, you have to do this, you have to complete this within a few days, and after that you have to be submitted to me. So we discussed these two things also, ordered and unordered list, right? One more thing I would like to share with you, that except this book we also use one another book that is actually a very good book. If you want to learn the HTML and CSS properly and professionally, then you must have to get this book. I will provide you this book on the class WhatsApp group, right? That is HTML and CSS Design and Build Website by John Duckett, right? Let me open chapter 1. It has a lot of different chapter, but don't worry, we are not doing its written work or anything else. It's just for the reference, right? So you can learn a lot from this book. Okay, so chapter 1, that is structure. In this chapter we will understanding the structure, learning about the markups, tags and elements. This is optional for you people, right? So those who really want to learn HTML and CSS professionally and want to build their career in the field of web development, so they must have to be touch this book. Okay, now look at here. HTML describe the structure of page. If you just check out this, then what is this? HTML, which we discussed, body we already discussed. Inside the inside the HTML tags we have a body, and inside the body tag we have our everything, whatever we actually wanted to represent on our screen, we have to uh, include between the body tags, right? So here we have the heading tags, then paragraph tags, again heading, paragraph, heading, paragraph. So whatever you want to uh, uh, include, you have to do this between the body tag. Now look at this. This is also very important. HTML uses element to describe the structure of page. This is a very good illustration of HTML body and everything. So here look at the boundary of HTML. Between the boundary of HTML we have our body tags, and between the body tag we actually include our all the code, right? So it's a graphical representation of whatever you are using. These all are the description about the tags, whatever you are using. Now closer look at the tag. if we use a p tag, then what does this mean? This is actually the left angle bracket, which is also a less than sign. This is a greater than sign, so it is a right angle bracket. And between these two tags, we actually use a character, whatever we actually want. HTML has some specific tags, right? This is not possible that whatever you want to include between the tags, so you can do this. No, there are some specific tags. For example, for paragraph we have a p tag, for bold we have a b tag, for italic we have a I tag, for underline we have a U tag, for the font we have a font tag, and so on. We have too much tags available in HTML. So this is also again the same. The only difference is this forward slash. Why we use this? This is actually the closing tag. This is opening tag. I mean, when we want to open the tag for the paragraph, then we use this. And after that, when we want to close this tag, then we have to use this backslash with the p character, right? The same character you are opening, you have to use this forward slash with the same character. So that means it's actually you are closing this tag. Then we have some attributes, right? Why we use attribute? Attributes are just like their property, right? So for example, if you are using a p tag, then we describe the attribute name, and after that the attribute value. Name is equal to, and after that between the inverted commas you have to describe its value. So we will use these all attributes, right? So this is actually the French language attribute. Okay, now look at this body, head. This is actually the page from your book is being actually started from the page number 27. The main content will start from this, right? So title mean that will actually appear on the top of the page. So this is that how you can actually build your website. They are discussing just with the help of notepad, right? If I zoom it, it's a notepad. So how it will be open, you can see that they are actually, this book will actually carry you from zero to hero, right? They actually assume that you don't know anything about the web development or anything about the any software. So they are actually giving you the concept from zero, and they will make you inshallah hero in the field of development, right? Nothing else. Please don't assume it. So code in the content management system. So you can also make this type of page as well, inshallah. One day you will do this. Just look at these all things. So this is actually with a referencing book, right? It's a very good book for especially those students who told me that, sir, we actually wanted to learn the HTML and CSS in a very fast way. So what we have to do? So you can concern with this book. I will inshallah provide you this book. After that, we have a chapter number 2, that is heading and paragraph, in which we will discuss bold, italic, emphasis, structure, and semantic markup. Right. So these all are things are also available in our current book. We are moving ahead to this. Just look at here. Okay, on the page number 124 we have this. p tag, br, hr, h1 to h6, right? And then we have our b tag, I tag, u tag, why we are using. So you can also see here they're also using the same thing, right? Pre, font, center, sub, right? So we are now using these all things. Okay, one more question many students asked me on my YouTube channel as well, and they were also messaging me that, sir, we are actually right click on our code screen and we are not getting this open with live server. Yes, I know that you will not get this option on your VS Code. Why? Because I'm using extension of live server, so that's why it's appearing on my screen. So how you can get this? Just look at on the most left side. Here we have this extensions bar, right? So click on this, and then you can search any extension to install on your VS Code. So right here that live server, right? So when you write this thing, there many servers, live servers will appear. So the first one, that is 5.6.1. so click here, and here we have a live server. Remember this icon, right? Because we have many different live servers available. Don't install those, only install this one, right? So it's a live server. Here I already have been installed. So when you first click on this button, then here you will get an install button. Only click that install button and your live server will be installed, right? And then again click on this explorer, so you will get your previous screen. Let me close it. Okay, so this is how you will get your live server. Why we use actually live server? Because without live server this will be happen. Just look at, for example, let me show you, like ABC page, right? Let me settle the two screens. Okay, sorry, my screen was not on that portion. Just look at here again. We have to install this extension of the live server. That many students say that, sir, when we right click here, we don't get this live server option. So how you will get this? Just look at here again. On the most left side, here we have this extension. Click here, and then right here that live server, right? You must need internet connection when you want to install this, right? Without internet you cannot install this. So click the first one and look at this icon, right? Remember this. So this is a live server which you have to install. Here we have a many different type of live servers, but we don't have to install that, right? Because it might be possible that you will face some problem because their functions are different than this. So when you click here first, then you will only get a one single button, and that is installed. So click on that button and your live server will be installed. Then again click at the top of this explorer window, so you will get your windows again back. So here we have a code. Okay, now look at, I have opened this this file, whatever I am coding here, without a live server. So what actually I will face the problem? For example, I include here the heading like h1 tag class 9, right? So when I press Ctrl S to save this, now look at, there is nothing to be happen. So what I have to do, I have to click on this refresh button, and then my changes will be available on this page. So this is problematic, right? We don't want to again press S and then go there and refresh it. No, we want something better than this. So what I will do, I will right click here. Let me close it first. Right click here, open with live server. Now look at what happened. The same page is appearing here. The only difference is this URL, right? Now when I, for example, let me delete this. Now I'm just here on this VS Code and press Ctrl S. Now look at, the changes will appear here automatically. I don't need to press any refresh. So this is why we actually use a live server, right? Okay, let me open the new file. It's class 4.html, right? Shift, sign of exclamation, and press enter to get your code. Class 4 lecture 4, right? Okay, so let me, now this page is not opening. Why? Because I have opened this abc.html, right? So when I click here, sorry, so it's gonna open now. There is nothing available. Why? Because we didn't write anything. We just use a title, so title is available here, right? Close this all. Okay, so now today we will actually use few tags by which we will actually increase our size of our tags. We will actually make a bold of our tags, right? So we also use italic tags, we use underline tag. So let me write that for example, we are writing something about the computer. We want this as a heading, right? After this, let me use a div, right? Div tag. Div tag is only used for the like a component, right? So div tag, and between this div I use like computer, and after this div I use p tag, and between this p I'm gonna use lorem 40 characters, right? Let me wrap these tags this. So Control S. Now look at here we have. Now we actually want to make this as a heading. So what we have to do, in between the div tag we are gonna use like b tag, right? B. So if I write this computer between that b tag, then this will convert into what? Just look at. Now it's bold. Why? Because b tag is used for bold. So whatever you want to bold between your text, you can use the b tag. For example, I want to bold this word, right? This thing. So what I will do, I will write here the b tag, opening b from here and closing the B here, right. So, now control S, look at what happened, only this thing will actually bold. So, this is how you use a B tag. You can also use an italic tag. For example, I am going to use I here. Now, just look at what will happen when I save the file, only this thing will italic. We can also use underline as well. So, I am going to use here, let me press the enter so you can easily understand this. I use a I tag, right. So, after this I am gonna close it. So, between the div we are using a B tag for the bold, and after bold we are using italic. So, what will happen with this heading, just look at here, right. So, I am gonna save it, and now my heading is also italic. For example, I do not want italic, I want to underline this, right. So, you open, you close, control S. Now, look at, we have our underline. So, this is how you can use your different tags. We have discussed B tag for the bold, I tag for the italic, and then we use U tag for underline. Okay. We have discussed P, we have, okay, BR and HR is remaining. So, what actually we can do with the these two tags? First of all, we will discuss about the BR tag, right. So, why we use our B tag? BR is used to break the line. For example, just look at, if I am gonna increase the size of my web browser, just look at these, all the data is within 2 lines, right. So, these are not actually breaking. For example, if I want that after this word I want to break the line, right. So, what I will do, I will use a B tag after this word on my code, right. Now, just look at, after this word here I will use BR tag, nothing else. BR tag is a tag which you don't have to be close, right. So, when I save it, now just look at what happened. Whatever the size of your page, your browser page, it will break from that line, right. Look at here, if I decrease the size into the mobile size, so just look at, this line is also break. So, if I increase the size, no problem, this line is now break, right, because you forcefully break this line. I hope you got this. I am gonna erase it. Okay, then we have our HR tag. It draw horizontal line. It will actually draw the line. You have seen the line in a different websites also, the same line which about I am talking. Maybe you have seen it on Facebook or something else, like let me show you. Let me sign me out from my page. Okay, let me show you my again the screen. Now, look at here, I am talking about this line. Have you seen this? This is what actually the horizontal ruler. So if we want to draw this line on our page, so we will use this HR tag, right? For example, after this heading or after this text we want our HR, right? So after this P tag we use our HR. Control S. Now look at this line is here. Very simple, very simple. Now after this line, for example, I want to include something more in our page. For example, let me increase the size of our text, right? Because in the last class I have feel that my size is not actually proper. 22 will be fine, I hope. So now it's increases. Okay beta, so after this HR tag, for example, we are using like again P tag, right? And within this P tag we are using like lorem 80 characters. So here we have the data. I'm going to press Ctrl S, and now look at this, all text will be after this line. So there is a difference between these two paragraphs. So this is how you can use your horizontal ruler. Okay. We will use this pre-tag later on, right? Font. Why we use actually font tag? Just read it. It is used to define the font size and color of its text. This tag can be composed with the three attributes size, color and face. This tag is supported till version 4.1 of HTML. Currently we are using HTML5, right? So this was actually the previous version of the tag of HTML, right? So we will not use this now. After that we have a center. Why we use this? For example, just look at my heading is here. For example, I want my heading on the center of my page. So how we can do this? We can also do this in a professional way by the help of CSS, but the problem is that our class 9 syllabus is not actually including the CSS. So how we can do this with only HTML? So just look at. I'm gonna delete these all tags because it might be possible that will actually create some confusion for you. I'm using a h1 tag, right? And between this h1 I'm using computer. I'm writing a computer. Control S. So here my heading. Now I want to center this heading, right? So what I will do, I will actually just include this computer between the center tag, right? So I'm using here the center tag, and between the center I'm gonna write my computer. So when I press Ctrl S, now my computer is in the center of my page. If I increase the page, just look at here. So whatever the size of the page, no problem, it will always be in the middle of the page, right? Horizontally centered. So this is how you can align your any text. So if you want to align your this paragraph tag, no problem, you can include this between the center tag. Just look at, I'm gonna select this all, press Ctrl X For the cut, use here the center tag, and between this center tag I am gonna press Ctrl V to paste my text, or just right click and paste my all the code. Now press S, so this all thing will also be center. Now look at, this is in the center of the page. So this is how you can actually align your text, right? Decrease the size or increase the size, no problem, it will always be in the center. So this is our, oh my god, I forgot to share my second screen again. So let me do this first. Okay. Okay, so look at here again. Here I have my heading, right? So I want to make this heading in the center of my page. So what I will do, okay, these extra tags might be it will confuse you all. So I'm gonna cut this, delete these all tags because we don't need. I'm just using simple h1 tag, and between the h1 tag I'm gonna write my computer. So Control S, here I have my heading. Now I just want to center this heading, so I'm gonna press Control X to cut this, and using a center tag, and between the center tag I'm gonna paste it, and then Control S, and now look at, it's on the center of my page, right? So this is how you can actually center your text, any text, right? For example, I decrease the size of page, it's still on the center. If I increase the size of page, so it always be in the center position. For example, we want to center, we want to align in the center of the page to this whole paragraph also. So I'm gonna just select this all paragraph, press Ctrl X to cut this text, and now using a center tag here, and between the center tag I'm gonna press Ctrl V to paste my all that data. Now press S, so boom, it's again in the center of the page, right? Just look at, if I decrease the size, if I increase the size, it always be in the middle of the page, horizontal center, right? So this is how you can use your center tag. Now one more thing, we use a sub or sup tag, right? For example, I'm gonna use it here within the h2 tag, right? Why? Because I want to show it properly on the screen. So between the h tag, for example, I want to write x and then sup 2. Now just look at what happened. I'm gonna press Ctrl S, so it's x square. So when you want to send something on the power, right, so you will use sup tag. Let me do this like capital X, right? So x square. So whatever the equation you want to make, you can use these, right? So if I use like x and sub, not sup, sub, and write 3. Now Control S, look at what happened. What size is it? Not okay. Let me do this in in the next time. Mm, okay, I'm using Z. Okay, Z and SUB 3. Control S. Now look at it's Z base 3, right? So this is how you can actually write any type of mathematical equation or something else. For example, I'm using H1 tag and want to write like H2O for the water, right? Like I'm going to H and 2 in the base, so SUB 2, and after that O, control S, and boom, here we have H2O, the formula of water. So this is how you can actually use the SUB and SUP. SUP for the superscript and SUB is for the subscript, right? Okay, what is next? Okay, fine. So today we will actually end our lecture here. I hope you all understand these all concepts very clearly, and these all things are very simple. You have to do its practice. If you do practice, then you will learn it easier. Otherwise, you cannot do anything, right? Without practice, you can't do anything. So okay students, this is the end of today's lecture. If you have any question or query, you can also post on my uh, YouTube within these comments. So thank you so much. Inshallah we will meet in the next class. So till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.